Hello everybody. Yesterday I was sick and did some sewing because I haven't had a chance to because I was in the field in Dornod on the weekend, so I really wanted to use my sewing machine and I made my sheets. So I thought I would show you. I even made my bed. P.S. How clean is my room? This is the material. This is the sheets. The sheets are way too big, but that's just how I want them. They would probably fit over the bed twice, but that's exactly what I wanted. So anyway, I thought I'd also show you outside because the sun's out, it's 7:30 at night, I finish work, it's Friday night, but it's too beautiful to not show you. You can see, no you can't see past that, this park over here. If you watched one of the first videos I made, you would have seen snow in here. We've lived here for a month and a half, and in that month and a half everything's turned green, sprouted leaves, and become pretty spectacular really. Things like the bags of garbage down there aren't so spectacular, nor is the garbage that's kept in there. Pretty disgusting. But apart from that, sorry, it's very bright. Apart from that, not much else has been happening. I haven't been doing anything at work because I found out they employed me for they didn't exactly say personality, but they meant my personality as opposed to my technical knowledge, which makes sense because I don't have much for what they want. But it doesn't mean I'm not useful, right? Anyway, so I've just kind of been researching and emailing Lay a lot and writing my blogs, which I guess is good for you, right? I hope they don't get too boring. But this afternoon I had a little bit of a breakthrough, which is really exciting. I talked to who I've pretty sure I figured out is my counterpart, who has been away for the last month. Counterpart means the person that asked for me and now I will be working directly with. So he asked, he's going away on Monday and he wanted to know if I had any questions, and I was like, well, I do. What do you want me to do? So we went through some stuff, and basically I'm just going to do some research again for a little while about Mongolian nomadism and the difference between nomadism and traditional farming in Australia and Canada and other places that have equivalent rainfall patterns. So I'll research that, which I'm sure will be pretty boring for a while, but never mind. And I'll make a comparison, and one thing that he was particularly interested in is sorry, I can't look straight at you because it's so bright. One thing he's particularly interested in is finding seeds to plant. His English is shocking, by the way. Everyone else in the office is good except for his. Finding seeds to plant that will grow in Mongolian conditions, so with crappy rainfall, really like thinner soils than Australia, no equipment to do any seeding or planting or ploughing or anything, basically that will just grow. But then they've employed me for my not technical knowledge, which seeds is a pretty technical thing if you ask me. Anyway, that'll be fun research. I don't mind researching that kind of stuff, and I'll be able to talk to Mum and Dad a lot about it, which is great. So I'm thinking saltbush is probably the only thing that'll grow here because they can't afford to plant, they can't afford to direct drill, and that as soon as you plough you just completely ruin the soil structure. There's no going back here. As soon as you ruin it, it just becomes basically desertified. So I've got some thinking to do, but then imagine if we had sheep fed on saltbush and then we could get them to kill the sheep a little younger so that they didn't smell quite so hideous, and then we could have saltbush lamb, which would be amazing. Another thing that I read today in the newspaper at the German bakery as I was eating my lunch was they're trying to introduce a livestock like tracking system, because they approached the global traders in animals, something or other, and they said they can't do anything for them until they track their animals, because otherwise they don't know where they've come from, what breed they are, blah 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 blah. So I was reading about this global tracking system, Mongolian tracking system. Basically it just means they described it as a birth certificate for every animal, which is a funny concept, because last night I was talking to my friend, my Mongolian friend, and he's telling me, I was asking him about the army, because from my understanding most developing countries you have to go into the army for at least a couple of years, right? Apparently it's no different in Mongolia. And then I was saying, wait, but you didn't go in the army, you haven't said anything about it. And he was like, no, I did not go in the army. And I was like, you're Mongolian, how did you get out of it? He dodged his birth certificate so that it says he's an orphan, because orphans don't have to go into the army. Interesting fact. But now they want to introduce a livestock tracking system where each animal has a birth certificate. And they were explaining it as an injectable barcode. A, where are they going to get that kind of stuff from? B, no one's going to do it unless they have to. They're not going to afford it. And then C, it's just like it's the easiest thing to dodgy up in the whole entire world. And then no one's going to be able to read the barcodes in between places. People will swap animals. It's just, from what I learned in the field, it won't function, because animals are a tradable thing. You can't just continually update this barcode inside of the animal. But they were talking about ear tags, which makes a bit more sense. They called them earrings. P.S. I have my favourite earrings on today. They're getting so washed out. They used to be a nice bright green. But anyway. So livestock tracking system will be interesting. Next month, so July, I'm going to go out into the field. Apparently, and I'm pretty sure I gathered from what he was saying, was I say where I want to go and they take me there, which is a little bit exciting. So I have to figure out, I know I just want to go west, but that's not where they farm, so I have to think through it carefully. Also in the southeast there's 160 extinct volcanoes and a whole bunch of open lava tubes, which would be really kind of fun to look at. But I'm here to do farming stuff and to teach conversational English. Apart from that, there's not much, you know, I could talk forever, but you probably know that. So over here, I just want to show you, I have a friend Steph. She's been here for 3 years now, and her partner Jess live next door. And when I mean next door, it's not like next door, Stokes is next door. It's like, that's her door. You can't see my finger, whoa, just in there. So we have, it's probably, and that's our door straight down there, where the yellow is. 30-meter walk, it's pretty cool. Down here we've got, oh you can't see, sorry, some road works happening, which is good, because if you can see those potholes, some of them, no joke, are about 50 centimeters deep. Which, if you ask me, is fairly uncomfortable to drive. And then up this direction is not much else. Just in there, where all that yucky stuff is, it's just a pool. It's a 10-meter pool of green, rubbish-filled yuck. It is disgusting. But that's where I go to the gym. That's how I walk to the gym. So I just go straight up there to the end of the street, chuck a right, left, and then I'm there, which is nice. And you've probably heard enough from me, because I think 10 minutes is too much for me to upload onto YouTube. Sorry about that. Okay. Lovely to talk to you. Please can you send me emails and letters, because it's really fun. And if you want to know anything about Mongolia, email me and ask me, or if you want me to film something or like write a whole blog on something in particular, let me know. I have a book that I'm making, so that in winter time I have like little projects to do every week. And that's about it. I hope you have a good week, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.